Hey everybody, welcome. I just wanted to give a quick hello for all those new. We're finally coming back. We're going to start up our channels. We're going to open up some accounts. You can follow those accounts right from. Everything will be connected eventually, so that this way you won't miss how to connect with us. I did want to say that. It is awesome to have the pleasure to speak with you guys today, and I really hope that you continue to move forward in your path, and also understand that you are um, you are you. You are unique. You are who you are. You are always going to be the wonderful you. Many people might not necessarily agree with you, and because of that, turn your back on you. And that's sort of what happened to the Druids. We're going to talk about a little bit about that today, a little bit about the Druids today, what the Druid Circle is, and the family of of, connecting arms it has, which is our society. So I want to begin by introducing myself. My name is Druid Nicholas Declan. I am the founder of the Druid Circle, the Druid Order of Blessed Stone Wood. I am the founder of Druid University. The Druid Order of Blessed Stone and Wood, we decided will start in 2020, Marble. And the Druid Order, and the Druid University will start in 2021, Marble. So let's begin. I want to say, first of all, that a little bit about, I want to talk about the history of the Druid Circle, where we're at today, talk about a little bit about our research that we're doing, and why we're connecting with others and have been so successful. And then talk a little bit about the Druids, but we'll be doing that much later on other videos. So I'd like to start by saying that I started the Druid Circle as my own personal log of and documenting my work as a Druid. In the beginning, I got wonderful feeds, wonderful raves about it, and it worked until the religious order I was with, which was ADF, decided that they didn't want me to continue. They wanted me to stop. And I'm one that doesn't actually go with the grain. Sometimes I like to go against the grain to kind of do my own thing. Many of us do. And so one of the things they started doing was using methods of intimidation, calling me names such as Nazi and transphobe and all that kind of stuff. To be open and transparent with you, I want to say first that yes, I am a person who happens to be a United States Marine Corps veteran. I'm a person who happens to be a member of the Brown community, and a person who happens to be part of the gay community. But none of that actually makes it has no importance on the Druid Circle. And I just wanted to get it out because I want to show people that today there are so many problems. Many people today are getting eaten up alive out there because of this or that. Innocent people walk down the street and are being yelled at for drinking milk because it's racist. And I think that the problem is that we live in this dangerous world where no one can actually do anything. The Druid Circle, as I said, started as my own direct path and documenting my own direct path. Eventually, it turned into something bigger, and I wanted it to continue to grow. We are the largest, fastest growing order in the world as a Druid community. 35,000 members strong, and it keeps growing. The part of this that is really fascinating is that when you start something out, you don't necessarily know where it will end up. Because of that, we end up in places that are not where we're supposed to be. Today, the Druid Circle is all about learning Druidism, enjoying Druidism, and learning how we can be our better version tomorrow than the version we are today. We do not discuss politics, and that will already help us alleviate many of the SJWs out there, or faux witches, because we are not witches, we're druids. If you're on this page and you're watching this video and you're a witch, fine, that's cool, but we're not going to promote any third wave feminist agenda or fourth or fifth wave agenda. One of the other things we're going to do is learn a little bit about the state of our research. There are so many websites today. You go to Philip Carr-Graham's website, and it's just going to be blah. It's so watered down that there is no research at all. Everything is just straight opinion, and there's hardly any research or any proof, bibliography, or anything for OBOD. What OBOD did was they really confused the hell out of people. Many of you are often wondering, well, how possible is it that a bard would have to learn at least 20 years on only one particular instrument, or maybe one particular type of poetry? A Vate, which is the common day witch, would have to learn, at least 20 years to learn the herbs and learn the way the earth works, and then at least 20 years to be a druid. And so what Gom did, Philip Carr-Graham did, was he said, let me see how I can make a profit out of this. And so he created levels. He said that the bards would have been the first level of druids. The Vates would have been the second level of druids, which are the witches. And third level of druids would have been the druids. Well, druids can't be druids. And if you put that logic on any Euler diagram or any Venn diagram, it's going to collapse. It's not reasonable. It's not sound logic. We have to understand that the Gorset, or the community that the druids, Vates, and bards lived in, was a community that said, I am interested in what I need to learn to help out where I'm at. A caste system is not a class system. One did not just jump out of a caste and come back. It's not how it worked. Excuse me. It's not how it worked. And so what ends up happening is that you cannot have the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 castes and say, oh, and you're working your way up to Druidism. That's just not how it worked. What ends up happening is you can't spend years and years and years being unskilled labor to learn the labor, becoming a skilled labor, and then years and years and years practicing that art, and then years and years and years becoming a farmer, and then years and years and years becoming a an artist or a bard, and then years and years and years becoming a smith or a craftsman, and then years and years and years becoming a warrior, and then years and years and years becoming a vate, and then years and years and years becoming a noble, years and years and years becoming a druid, years and years and years becoming part of the of the royal caste. If we took that line of thinking, say for example there were only 3 castes in the Gorset. Let's take that phenomena, which doesn't exist, but let's just take it as a hypothetical that it does. To be a profound bard would have taken at least 20 to 30 years of study. To be a pharmacist, which would have been the Vates of that time or the witches of that time, would have taken at least 20 years to be incredibly proficient at all of the herbs, at all of the ways that this mixes with the other and that mixes with the other. And then it would have taken years and years, and even what Ellis says, 20 years to be a druid. In no book, and you can prove me wrong on this in the comments, in no book does it ever say that it is definite that bards became Vates and Vates became druids. There's an allusion to it, but it simply isn't. And because of that, we must understand that while we might live or want to live in a Disney world, a fantasy world, it's not the way it happened. Bards stayed bards. They were the socialist caste. Druids stayed druids. They were the capitalist caste. And whether or not you like that or hate that, doesn't matter. It's the truth. We know this by archaeological findings. We know this by other discoveries. We know this by oral tradition and later written tradition. A good druid must possess logic. A good druid must possess philosophy. A good druid must possess trivium. Because if we do not possess those things, we would not be able to get through all of the personal agenda loaded in Caesar's works, or Julian's works or Constantine's works or whatever. We must understand that the way things work is the way things work. The reason why Obad designed it that way was a moneymaker, sort of like the same thing that we do today with martial arts. We created so many more belts and levels, so this way you have to pay more. When in reality, there had only been maybe 3. But let's make more levels, and now we get more money. Clark Grom had no interest, or maybe originally he did, but Philip had no interest in really helping people. Maybe, like I said, in the beginning he might have, but then he was like, wait a second, I can make money off of this. Just like ADF. But Isaac Bonowitz never wanted that. Isaac Bonowitz wanted to form a university. He wanted to form an order. He wanted to form a social networking center. Because it works. Because of this, we're going to be talking and have different channels for different things, so this way you could listen, and we'll create playlists and all that for you. But that the Druid Circle is only one arm of what we call right now. We have another name for it, but we don't want it out until we get it out and form it. We've already gotten the URL for it, but we'll just call it Society for now. Society of Elwyn, if you will. Elwyn. We all know that the Elwyn has been misled by people to be the Druid symbol. It's not a Druid symbol. It's what the bards chose later in time to be a bardic symbol. But the Owen is basically 3 lines. It's a line that goes one way, a line that goes another way, basically on 2 45-degree angles. Maybe not 90. With the line in the center. It shows rays of inspiration and sometimes 3 dots at the top. Other times no. It's a fairly new sigil. It's not an old sigil, and it doesn't. And there is no Druid sigil. It doesn't exist. One of the cool things about the sigil is that it does, though, signify some things, and we're using it as a way to show the 3 arms. The first arm of the Druid of that Druid society we're forming is it's definitely going to be what it's going to be the Druid Circle. That's just basically a social networking center, social networking arm. The second arm of the Druid Circle will be the Druid Order of Blessed Stone and Wood, so that people that don't feel that they're getting enough Druidism or Druidry, if you will, from the Druid Circle, they may want to consider being part of our order. And the third arm is Druid University, which is the educational center, academic center, in which we will not indoctrinate individuals, but have them feel free to learn with their teachers in an open-minded setting. Finally, last but not least, this three grouped, if you will, or 3-pronged society will all come together, and we will end up understanding what the Druid Circle is about. How it started from just simply 40 views, and in a year, 35,000 participants. We do not have membership. We do not charge. We do not ask for money. We do not have Patreon. We will not. We do this because we love this. We do this because we care for this. If we can't afford something, we will let you know and say, hey, listen, could you get us a gift certificate to, say, this store so we could buy this? So that rather than asking for money that you don't know where it's going, we would be asking for things, but only if we need to go there. I want to let you know that I'm going to do as best as I can as a Druid to help you be a better version of you tomorrow than you are today. And I really believe that. So, help me help yourself. Allow me to be the mirror for you. And as we grow, maybe we'll have more people, maybe not. But know that this is really about not only connecting with others, not only connecting with yourself, but connecting with the kindred. Those who are deities, are metaphysicals, sometimes called the Fae, and our ancestors. With that, know that if anybody asks you, what's a Druid believe, what's a Druid's philosophy, tell them 4 simple words. Bet she go bra. Bet she go bra. And they say, well, what's that mean? Say, a Druid is somebody who believes that it all works out. Not always, not in every situation, but in the end it does. People say, well, what, it doesn't work when you die. We don't believe in death. We believe in an idea that says that our soul will be pulled from us and placed into another body to continue the energy. Be it thus, be it thus. Girawan. If you wish to follow us on Facebook, please do. We'll put those links in the page. If you want to follow us on our website, also please do that. And we'll go from there. Thank you all very much. I hope you enjoyed this presentation and get ready to learn Druidism.